Hi, my other freedom fighters. This is day 2 of our 30-day to freedom empowerment series. So if you are not a part of this program yet, you must go to NikimaLee.com and sign up. See, what we're doing is we're changing lives, we're impacting families, we're rearranging lives each and every day with this series. And then I tell you, just doing the first 2 days, you should feel refreshed and new. And I know day 2 was something really special, because day 2 was all about self-discovery. Day 2 was all about finding out who you are really. Start to look in the mirror and look at that reflection and say, okay, who am I and what do I want out of my life? Now, again, I want to make sure we remember our weekly affirmation, which is, if I don't know if you can see it, it says, I am no longer waiting for someone to show me the way. I am a co-creator. This is our week 1, day 1, week 1, day 2, weekly affirmation. But this is our weekly affirmation, okay? I am no longer waiting for someone to show me a way. This is the time to change your life. This is the time to become the creator of your own destiny. No longer are you allowed to sit around and say, woe is me, this person didn't treat me right, this isn't going right in my life. Oh, nobody's going to feel sorry for you anymore. The excuses are out the door. 2012, we were supposed to, be dead according to the Mayans. Now we're in the age of the Aquarius. We're in the age of love. We're in the age of happiness. And if you don't want to be happy in your life, I don't understand. I'm confused. So, day 2. And again, make sure you pull out your notebooks. Have your notebooks and your journals and your pens. Day 2. It's all about self-reflection. And what we're supposed to do with day 2 is we're supposed to look ourselves in the mirror. Now, I'm only looking in the camera, so I can't necessarily say I'm looking in the mirror, but I'll look down at the monitor to sort of see things. But you're supposed to look in the mirror, and you're supposed to ask yourself, okay, nice deep breath in, and deep breath out. And you ask yourself, you look at yourself. You say, who am I? Who am I really? Each day I get up and I go to work and I deal with people and I deal with the problems in my life. But those problems don't make up who I am. Who am I really? When I first asked myself that question, the answer that came to me was 11 years old. Sad, lonely, angry 11-year-old that had been abandoned by her mother, trying to find love. That's who I was. Beyond the glitz and the glamour and the weaves and the makeup and the tight clothes and the men and the drugs and whatever it is and whatever it was, there was still this little girl dying for love in the inside. And I asked myself, well, who am I? I'm a scared little girl. And it was when I was able to admit that to myself and say, you know what? What do I do? Where do I go from here? How did I get here? And that's the questions that are going to start to roll off. And the only way that I was able to get to that answer, now don't get me wrong, it wasn't the first thing that came to my mind. It was not. Okay? It took me some time to really look at myself and be what? Honest. And we're going to talk about honesty a little bit later in the week, but honesty. You've got to be honest with yourself and others at all times. And then it wasn't until I became honest with myself that I had this self-discovery. And you've got to have self-discovery. You've got to know who you are. You cannot go further in this process if you cannot admit to who you are. If you cannot reveal who you are. If you cannot stand the sight of who you are. You've got to find that. Whether you're an evil, angry, bitter, disappointing type of person, if that is who you are, we want to embrace that. We want to see see that. We want to reveal that so that we can deal with it. Now is the time to put it all on the line. Now is the time to move forward in your life. No more excuses. Self-discovery today. Today you're going to find out who you really are and what you're really made of. You're not alone. It's not like if you're going out there and you're going to, have this self-discovery moment and then it's going to leave you 3 sheets to the wind. No. There's a group of us, a community of us that are going to go through this process with you. You're not by yourself. So take the time. Now is the time to take it. But take the time and find out who you are. Not who somebody else wants you to be. Not who you've become for someone else. But who you are really. Who you are in the mirror. Who you are behind closed doors. Who you are. Because it's becoming who you are. It's becoming that authentic you. That when you can take that authentic you and be the best you can be, whether that's good, bad, or indifferent. You can take that you and you can show it to the world. You say, well, you know what, world? This is me. This is me and this is who I am. And you can love me or you can love me. You know what I mean? You can love me or you can love me. And what's the wonderful thing about once you become who you are, once you're able to stand in front of a crowd and say, you know what, this is me. Pow! This is who I am. And I'm happy with me. Even though I don't like people. Even though I don't like children. Even though I don't like old people. Even though I don't like animals. Whatever it is that you think that people are not going to like about you. Whatever you think, I think I have a snotty attitude, or I think that I'm better than everybody else. If that's how you feel about who you are, if that is what makes you, then embrace that. And if you make no apologies for who you are. And that's the wonderful thing about being you, because you decide. If you say, you know what, I just realized that I am a lonely 11-year-old. I'm a sad young girl hurting for love. Now I have a choice, and that's what we'll talk about later in this week, is the choices that we make once we discover who we are. But you got to first discover. You've got to first do the work. You can't skip ahead. You can't skip ahead. So this is what we're going to do. Day 2. If you haven't gone to day 2, make sure you go to NakimaLee.com. And again, you can find this information on Jafube.com as well. So go on over there. It's a great social and business networking portal. You want to go over there. Go to NakimaLee.com. Sign up for our class. You'll get the daily emails. You get the daily inspirations. You get these videos. I mean, it's a great way to start the year. And if you already know you had a resolution at the beginning of the year and you may not be living that resolution right now, now's the time to recommit. Now's the time to move forward in your life. Now's the time to say, you know what, I'm going to jump back on this horse and I'm going to keep riding. Because its true success is measured by the many times as you get up as it is as many times as you fall down. So get up. Discover the real you. Let's live up to who we are. Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. Look. What do you see? What do you see before you? Do you see ugliness? Do you see anger? Do you see bitterness? Do you see depression? Do you see what? What do you see? Or do you see beauty and happiness and wealth and prosperity and love? What do you see? Day 2. Make sure you get over to NakimaLee.com. Day 3 is coming up. And we've got a lot of stuff that we're going to cover. So don't get left behind. Don't get left behind. Tell your friends. Go on over. Sign them up. Join our blog. I mean, it's great. What do you have to lose at this point? What do you got to lose? You tell me. You spent your whole life running this hamster wheel, going through these relationships, going through the same people, the same men come to your life, the same girl comes into your life. Aren't you about tired of running the same cycle in your life? Don't you want something different? And in order to have different, you must do what? What? You must do different. In order to have different, you must do different. This is your different. This is your different. What do you got to lose? Listen, I see you guys tomorrow. All right? Peace.